Meals on Wheels is probably our best known area. We're the largest Meals on Wheels provider in Texas. We provide meals and more to an average of 4,300 homebound seniors every day. And for seniors with pets, we started the Animeals program to provide pet food.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Spotlight Houston, where we bring you the best of the people, places, and events in Greater Houston. We sit down with their Chief Development Officer, Maria Magee, to talk about their programs and services and how you can help. This is episode 109, with an original air date of October 21st, 2024. Spotlight Houston is a production of Story Zone Media. And now your host, Blanca Quezada.
I'm sure I don't have to tell y'all this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When we come together as a community, we have more power to make a difference for all those in need. And I'm sure that you've seen it, especially now, since we've had the horrible hurricane and the disasters that we've had. You see everybody coming together, providing the help that people need. So yes, definitely coming together gives us more power to help more. And so no matter who we're helping, those that may be, as part of this disaster as I'm talking about, or those who are less fortunate, we live in our city, and there's a lot of great organizations here in town that help out. And they've been able to help out for many years, but sometimes we forget who they are, and we forget who we can help and how they can use our help. So I've invited Maria Magee. She is the Chief Development Officer for Interfaith Ministries for Greater Houston. And she's here to talk to us about what a unique organization this is and the long history that they've had, and also all about its services and programs and how we can be a part of this organization and make a difference. So welcome, Maria. It's great to have you here on the show.
Thank you, Blanca. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Yeah, and you look great.
Thank you.
Well, Interfaith Ministries for Greater Houston has a long history. Can you tell us a little bit about its history?
Sure. So you were just talking about people coming together, and Interfaith Ministries has been bringing people together for over half a century. We were founded in the 60s as Protestant Charities of Houston, and we changed our name in the 80s to Houston Metropolitan Ministries. We adopted our current name in the early 90s to reflect the growing diversity of the city. And our programs have changed over the years to meet evolving community needs. But our mission has remained the same, to bring people together, to bring diverse groups together for dialogue, collaboration, and service as a demonstration of our shared beliefs.
Yeah, and Houston has grown so much, as you mentioned, and we've become more of an internationally diverse community as well. And so it's really important that we see each other as the same. Maybe our culture or traditions are a little bit different. Maybe our faith is a little bit different, our belief. But when we come together, we can help each other. We can be stronger.
We really can. And our motto is the strength of shared beliefs. So we try to hone in on those values that all major faith traditions hold dear and all people of goodwill hold dear. Feeding the hungry, helping the vulnerable, welcoming the stranger. Houston's the most diverse city in the nation, and that diversity extends to faith traditions.
Yeah. And as the name of your organization says, it's Interfaith Ministries. So no matter what your beliefs are or what your faith may be or which church you go to, it doesn't matter when you come to this organization, because we're uniting. And I think that one shared belief is about helping those that need help. And that's basically what your organization does. So it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, and what your beliefs are.
That's exactly right. And we've always welcomed people of all faiths and of no faith in particular to come together in dialogue to better understand each other in service to meet the needs of our community, and in collaboration to connect people with needed resources, to connect volunteers with nonprofits. We really see ourselves as a connector in the community, and that strength of shared beliefs has been with us since our inception. Even though our programs have changed throughout the decades, that thread has run through our work the entire time.
Yeah. And it shows that it's been working. I mean, you've been around for more than half a century. So all you've been doing is just improving a little bit here and a little bit there and making it bigger and better.
Well, thank you so much. And we couldn't carry out this work without the community support. We're fortunate to have so many volunteers, so many supporters, board members, advisory board members in the greater Houston area that support our work. And we see that support through good times and bad, and especially after natural disasters like Hurricane Beryl.
Yeah. What are some of the major programs that Interfaith Ministries has?
We have 4 major program areas. Meals on Wheels is probably our best known area. We're the largest Meals on Wheels provider in Texas. We provide meals and more to an average of 4,300 homebound seniors every day. And for seniors with pets, we started the Animeals program to provide pet food. Yeah, dogs and cats are sometimes the only companions of homebound seniors. So it's really important to help those seniors stay with their pets by providing pet food, preventative veterinary care. Our second program, actually our largest program, is Refugee Services. We've been involved in this work for over 30 years. It's a partnership with the State Department and Episcopal Migration Ministries. We work with refugees fleeing countries around the world to rebuild their lives in Houston. Most recently, we helped resettle many Afghan families from Afghanistan who had been working with U.S. troops. And most of our refugees are self-sufficient within 6 to 12 months of arrival in Houston. Many of them end up coming back to us as volunteers, as staff, and even as donors. That thread of strength of shared beliefs that I talked about earlier is encapsulated in our Interfaith Relations and Community Partnerships Department. That program facilitates education about different faith traditions, about social issues. It brings together people of different faiths, particularly through our women's group, Empower, our young professionals group, Impulse. And it has a host of variety of both virtual and in-person discussions on pressing issues. And then finally, our newest service area is called Volunteerism and Civic Service. We carry out that work through Volunteer Houston. We have a matching database that helps match individuals looking to make a difference with nonprofits throughout the region that are in need of help. And then Serve Houston, our AmeriCorps program that helps young leaders gain life skills, gain team building skills, while also helping local nonprofits build their own capacity.
Can we go back a little bit and talk about the Meals on Wheels? You talked and it's not just in Houston, but in Galveston as well. And you deliver, my understanding is more than 2 million meals each year. And so what else do you provide for seniors? Because you're probably the only people in the outside world that probably comes in at least once a week to provide these meals.
That's true, Blanca, and the program is so needed. We serve most of Harris County, Galveston County, including seniors on the island, even on Bolivar Peninsula. We serve areas west of the city, west to Katy, and north as well, up into Montgomery County. Last year, we served over 2 million meals to an unduplicated 8,000 seniors. Each senior is assessed for their nutritional and non-nutritional needs. We provide the meal, of course, but also the visit. For so many seniors, our driver is the only regular visitor they see. And our drivers are trained to look for other needs the senior may have. When a senior has a need that we ourselves can't meet, we refer them to one of our partner agencies for things like home repairs or other needs they may have. After Hurricane Beryl, 2 of our seniors received gifts of new air conditioning systems from one of our corporate partners. And throughout the year, we provide extra touches beyond just the regular lunch meal. In preparation for hurricane season, we provide the seniors with a supply of shelf-stable food that they can use. This was really critical after Hurricane Beryl. And that storm happened so early in hurricane season, we actually had to replenish their supply.
Right.
And then in a few months, when we get after past Thanksgiving, we'll be equipping our seniors with a second supply of shelf-stable meals for winter weather in case we have icy conditions that might disrupt our deliveries. Of course, for Thanksgiving, every senior will receive a turkey dinner with all the trimmings. And we're very grateful to the community for supporting that program, especially our lead sponsor, Reliant, and our Harris County sponsor, Energy Transfer. And then at Christmas time, all of our seniors will receive gift bags with some items that are normally requested from us, as well as holiday cards made by volunteers. So we really try to go the extra mile in providing those additional touches for our seniors.
Yeah, a lot of these people, sometimes they don't have family or caregivers, and they're fending for themselves, and they need healthcare, not just the meals, but healthcare, and basically somebody to talk to, somebody that can provide that support. And so, because you can go into their homes, you can assess what their needs might be, and get that help that they need. Also, as seniors, they can't go out shopping, and they really don't know how to use a computer or don't have a computer at all. So when it comes to having clean clothes, maybe having blankets, do you help out with that as well?
We do. We actually are in the middle of a blanket drive right now. So part of the holiday gift bags that the seniors receive are items like toiletries, games like cards or dominoes, crossword puzzles, but also warm blankets. Those are one of the top items that are requested. And the seniors really do come to count on and look forward to our drivers' visits.
Yeah.
Very soon on our website, we'll have some information about a volunteer project that anyone can do Thanksgiving morning from their own home. It's our Thanksgiving phone bank. So our seniors will have received their Thanksgiving meal prior to Turkey Day, but that morning, volunteers can help by volunteering to call 10 seniors, 20 seniors, however many they're comfortable with, to just wish them a happy Thanksgiving. I've done it myself for the past few Thanksgivings, and so many of the seniors are just really happy to get that phone call and hear a friendly voice.
Yeah. And how do the seniors become a part of your organization and to get the help that they need? I mean, if they can't make phone calls because they have problems with their eyesight or their hearing, how is it that you can provide help to these people?
So to qualify for Meals on Wheels, a person has to be age 60 or older, and they have to have difficulty with one or more activities of daily living. So they may not be able to drive, they may not be able to walk very well or to cook. We do a thorough assessment to make sure that the person qualifies for the program, and then they have to live in one of the zip codes that we serve. There are a number of Meals on Wheels providers in the community, so if the senior doesn't reside in an area we serve, we can refer them to one of our partner providers.
But to get in touch with you, do they have to have a family member or somebody get in touch with you? Because otherwise, a lot of them can't do that for themselves.
That's a very good point, and that's why we have emergency contacts for all of our seniors. Not all of them are able to hear on the phone, or they may not be able to speak on the phone. So we have family member information. I know my own mother, who's in assisted living, is very hard of hearing. She's not able to speak on the phone. And of course, that in-person visit on a regular basis by the driver helps us keep tabs on the seniors we serve and make sure we're meeting their nutritional needs.
And then you were also talking about the Refugee Services. So what kind of services are provided?
So our services for refugees begin the moment they come to Houston. We pick them up at the airport. We bring them to a fully furnished apartment that's stocked with housewares and all the basics they need. And from that point, we focus on first meeting basic needs, but then empowering and coaching them to self-sufficiency so they can rebuild their lives here in Houston. Those services can range from helping get children enrolled in school, helping them navigate the bus system in Houston, helping them understand and navigate the healthcare system, starting with ESL classes if they don't already know English, helping them with workforce development. Some of the refugees we resettle are professionals. They are engineers or doctors in their home country, but their licenses, their work experience may not translate here. So sometimes they have to start over, get certifications, get needed licensing. We started a women's empowerment group a few years before the pandemic. This was specifically for Arabic-speaking women at that time. Today, we have several groups, including a Spanish-speaking women's group. But the initial idea was just to help the ladies meet each other and make friends as they're navigating an unfamiliar city. But very quickly, it morphed from a social endeavor to an educational one. The women wanted to learn things like budgeting, the cultural offerings of the city, the libraries, the museums, how to start a home business, health-related topics, diabetes education, heart health, even fitness classes. We recently had our Spanish-speaking women's group participate in a 5K race. So activities that are aimed at helping them form friendships through the city, but also gain valuable life skills as they move towards self-sufficiency.
Yeah, basically everything we take for granted, right?
Everything we take for granted. And many of the refugees we resettle are children or adolescents. And one need we saw among adolescents was an art program. We don't call it art therapy, but the Refugee Youth Art Project is therapeutic in nature. A lot of these kids have witnessed unimaginable trauma, things that we've never had to encounter, but they're able to process their emotions through art. And at the end of every year, they exhibit their artwork to family and friends. I recently attended that art exhibit for this past year, and the images produced were so hopeful. Some of these children have been in very dark places. And just to see the images they produce of hope, of optimism, it's very inspiring.
I'm sure that they're very traumatized by their experiences. Are you taking people from other countries?
We do. So the Refugee Resettlement Program resettles refugees from different countries. A refugee is someone who's fleeing war in their country, persecution or violence, and they have to request refugee status from the United Nations. Once they're granted that status, if they wish to relocate to the United States, they go through a process with different federal agencies before coming here, and then they're assigned to local resettlement agencies. We're one of several resettlement agencies in Houston, but we work with them from the time they arrive to guide them as they get that first job, as the kids start school, as they settle into their new apartment. The goal is for them to become self-sufficient within a relatively short period of time. So they're working, they're providing for themselves, and they're starting a new life here in our city.
Yeah. I mean, you have hundreds of people that you help. So I'm sure that you definitely need lots of volunteers.
We definitely do. We could not do the work that we carry out without volunteers. Our Meals on Wheels program is always in need of volunteer drivers. The Animeals program is in need of volunteers to deliver the pet food to our seniors' homes. We have volunteer opportunities in our Meals on Wheels warehouse, assembling breakfast bags. About a quarter of our seniors who are especially needy receive breakfast items in addition to lunch. When we get pet food donations, a lot of times we're getting 50-pound bags of kibble, which they're too heavy for the seniors to lift. So we need volunteers. Yes, they're too heavy. And so volunteers help divide those up into manageable portions. Pet food drives are a huge need. We need groups and individuals to collect pet food for the Animeals program. And of course, through our Volunteer Houston program, our Volunteer Houston database offers a variety of volunteer opportunities, not only with us at Interfaith Ministries, but with hundreds of partner agencies throughout the greater Houston-Galveston area.
And I'm sure that you probably need volunteers who may speak other languages as well.
So the Refugee Services program always is in need of volunteers to mentor these families, especially people who are multilingual, who speak Spanish, who speak Farsi, who speak Pashto, the many different languages that our refugees speak. We have a global staff in that department. Among our staff members alone, over 30 languages are spoken.
Well, you were talking about donation to your food bank there for seniors, but do you also need donations for clothes or for any other needs that the community may need, especially the refugees? Because they're just getting here, they're getting settled, and I'm sure that they have far more needs than just food.
Yes, probably our biggest need for the refugee population are just housewares, basic housewares like pots and pans, things you would need to set up a first apartment. And the pet food for Animeals is really our biggest need right now. Dry dog food, dry cat food, soft pet food as well is always a great need. And of course, financial donations help us throughout all of our programs.
Yeah, what about products for personal use, like toothpaste and things like that?
Toiletries can always be helpful. We really look for full-size toiletries, and those can be used by both our seniors. Sometimes we use those in our holiday gift bags and by our refugees.
Well, what other ways can we give or donate to Interfaith Ministries?
The easiest way to donate to IM is through our website, imgh.org. There's a donate button on the top right corner, and you can pull down a menu to see several giving opportunities. There's 2 projects that are very time sensitive. The first is our Tapestry Gala. This is our largest annual fundraising event of the year. This year's event will be October 26th at the Hilton Americas.
Yeah.
You can see it on our website under events. We still have some tickets and tables available. But this year we're honoring Randall Evans with our Tapestry Award and Shushma and Devinder Mahajan with our Spirit of Respect Award. Our presenting sponsor is Shell USA. Our Palladium sponsor is Cisco Foods. It's just a wonderful, inspirational event. And the funds raised from the gala are used where needed most. The second opportunity is our Thanksgiving project. Thanksgiving Day is just around the corner, and our Meals on Wheels program raises funds to provide those turkey dinners to our seniors. So under the donate button on our website, there is a Thanksgiving project option that has a little more information about that project and sponsorship opportunities affiliated with.
Are you part of the event that happens over at the convention center, the George Brown Convention Center? Or is it
This is different. That is a wonderful Thanksgiving event. Our event is separate. It's really just a distribution of Thanksgiving dinners to all of our Meals on Wheels seniors.
the people that you know, the people that can't go out to these type of events and pick up the meals that they need, right?
Exactly. The seniors we serve, they're homebound, so they're not able to get out, or at least not easily get out. So they really rely on our program to get them a daily lunch and to get them that special holiday meal on Thanksgiving as well.
So these donors that you have, they're so generous and they're there for you every year. But the more people that can help you out, the better it is for people in need.
It definitely is, Blanca, and Houstonians are so generous. I've been at Interfaith Ministries for over 8 years, but I've been working in the nonprofit field for over 25 years, and I continually am inspired by just how generous our city is, especially in times of natural disaster. We see this after hurricanes. We saw it at the winter storm. We also saw a groundswell of support for the Afghan refugees as that crisis unfolded. Houstonians are just very giving people.
And I know that y'all did a lot during COVID too, as well.
And the pandemic was quite the disruptor for all nonprofits. We had to pivot very quickly in our Meals on Wheels program to decide how we could continue to safely get food to our seniors without putting them at risk for contracting the virus. So we were able to continually operate that program throughout the pandemic. We made some modifications for safety reasons, but we actually grew during that time and served more seniors than ever before.
Do you have positions available for those looking to help out to work at your organization?
Yes, we are always hiring. So on our website at imgh.org, there's a button, Careers, where a person can go to see what openings are available. We typically have openings in our Meals on Wheels department for staff that work directly with clients. We also have other openings on the administrative side. Our finance department, for example, is now hiring. So that's always a good place to look to see how you can join the Interfaith Ministries family.
Yeah. And I think it'd make a great jobs there.
It's a wonderful place to work. It feels very good that you're helping the community, and that spirit of shared beliefs reverberates throughout our staff as well. We're all here because we care about Houston. We care about serving the needy. We care about offering dialogue and trying to build bridges of respect.
And you're always developing new services and new programs as well.
Throughout our history, we've evolved to offer programs that meet the community's needs as the community changes. So we're always looking for ways to tweak our services to make them better meet the needs of today.
Yeah, especially those people with families as well, not just our seniors, or our refugees that are coming in, but also for kids.
Exactly. We work a lot with young people and children through volunteerism. We're lucky to have a lot of youth groups from congregations, scout groups, National Charity League groups come in to volunteer. And it's a wonderful way for families to teach their children the meaning of volunteerism and just the joy that comes with helping people, particularly in the Meals on Wheels program. I'd highly recommend families volunteer with Meals on Wheels.
Yeah. Well, you've mentioned the website a couple of times, but would you mention it just one more time? Because you have a lot of extensive details and a lot more information that we've been able to mention. So what is your website again?
It's www.onmgh.org. You can look at all of our programs on our website. There's a menu for donating. There's a menu for volunteering. And then, of course, our career page if you're interested in working at Interfaith Ministries.
What is your main number?
Our main number is 713-533-4900.
Is this also the number we can call to find out more about the gala?
The best number for the gala would be 713-533-4924.
Great. Well, Maria, thank you so much for joining me and for giving us all this great information. And of course, thank you all as well for joining me for Spotlight Houston. And if you have any comments, please let me know. And of course, as always, if you have any story ideas, contact me.